The Economic Update with Tatiana Bailey.
The government shutdown may be over, but it came with a heavy cost. Dr. Tatiana Bailey joins us to break down how much was spent on the longest shutdown in our country's history and what this money could have been used for instead.
In the community presentation I did last week, I talked about the length and the costs of the government shutdown, which appears to finally be coming to an end. With a $38 trillion debt load and $1 trillion a year in interest payments alone, we can scarcely afford unnecessary costs. Let's take a look. If indeed the government reopens fully this week, this shutdown is the longest in U.S. history at 43 days or 6 weeks. The second longest was 35 days in 2018. Direct costs such as furloughs and delayed federal purchasing place the price tag of a 6-week shutdown at about $9 billion. But that reflects only the direct federal impact. Broader economic ripple effects from military contractors to grocery and retail businesses coping with lower demand push the 6-week total to roughly $90 billion. Those secondary businesses also employ workers who can be affected by reduced hours or delayed payments, widening the circle of economic strain. Because these federal figures are so large, I often think in terms of opportunity cost. What else could we have done with $90 billion? That amount would fund 2 to 3 years of universal nationwide pre-kindergarten. The nation still lacks about 40,000 childcare workers lost during the pandemic, and childcare costs remain prohibitive for many households. Pre-K may only cover 4-year-olds, but if it enables parents to work and that early learning sets up kids for longer-term success at school, it's a worthwhile investment. The same $90 billion could also cover almost a year of food stamps, create about 300,000 affordable housing units, fund the U.S. Coast Guard for 7 years, or finance 2 years of the entire Colorado state budget. My personal favorite is that $90 billion would pay for 10 years of tuition-free community college. That kind of training pipeline would strengthen the labor force, expand the future tax base, and directly address one of the top concerns in the long-running small business survey, the shortage of qualified labor. If S&P Global Market Intelligence is correct, our Q4 U.S. GDP will be 1% lower than it could have been due to the shutdown. Shutdowns may seem routine, but note that they continue to recur because many tough decisions are simply delayed. Meanwhile, the worthwhile investments we could make as a nation remain elusive.